Kia ora nau mai ke koutou, katoa, tēnei pō ki tōtuku hōtaka e rua rau, pātekau mā ono. Nā, kei te maia ano tōku hōtaka, 246, nā te mea, kore au I taia ki te record ina pō. Nā reira, kārehe ripine, o kārehe kiriata, mō I rā atu kōrero. Nā? So, ka mahi anō. Nā mai, hoki mai, ki te mātakitaki mai, ki te whakarongo, ki te pātai anō, e tahi atu pātai. Me, ki te kōrero. Kia ora, Carol.
Kia ora. God, I couldn't join Key's Zoom.
Oh.
I don't know.
And you could get on here?
And I got onto yours.
Oh, okay. Oh. Wow. We learn every day.
Yeah, sorry to be a pain in the neck.
Kei te pai. Plenty of those around. And it's happening everywhere.
Okay.
You know, with all the broadcasts that are happening, everyone's complaining they can't use, well, they can use YouTube, but they can't share any information on it.
And guess what?
Well,
you're echoing.
There's
a real nasty echo this end.
Yeah, I'm trying to get this thing out, otherwise I've got to go right out. I can't get this to come up.
Just go down the bottom.
Whoa!
It says it's echoing from this, because I've muted that one.
Hang on. Let me exit properly, then I might get my... I'll just check in my volume.
I'll go right out.
40. Oh, just about high. Hang on.
I can't get through.
Should be alright to go on the bottom. Oh, we got to get you tonight. Why my volume doesn't come? I'm on 40%, and I should be down in 30s. But my, hang on, sounds. Nah.
I'll try and close it down now, then I'll come back in.
You can go out of that key, you can cross that out, yeah. Oh. Okay. Recording, sounds. Okay. Oh, as if I know what I'm looking at. Hang on. I don't know, understand, but Bill is getting into this Zoom. Oh, he gets into the Zoom.
Now I'm right.
Oh. He gets into Key Zoom, and he's still watching another Zoom somewhere else. I don't know how he does it. How's my sound now? Still the same? Carol? No, she can't hear me. You can hear me now? She might have, okay. Okay. And you're not even on mute. Okay. Anyway, we'll plod along. You can hear me, Key, so that's okay, eh? Okay, so koe rau te mahi I nai nei, me mahi anō tēnei hōtaka, kia tika ai a ngā kiriata I roto I YouTube. Hey, ko Bexa hau no Manirewa ki Aotearoa, New Zealand. Now, I kite au I tētahi kiriata I tēnei ata. Mō ngā motoka, those luxurious ones, and a whole raft of other things. And no one knows how people got them, but they dragged them out of, this is the police I'm talking about, the Pirihimana. I taia rātou ki ngā taone o Greyland, the city, Auckland City, Manukau, Manirewa, Otara, me, he maha ngā taone I taia e rātou ki te hopu e nei taonga. Now, that was a big search, but I mean, Manirewa is always in the lights for one or the other reason. But you know, it's a good place to be. It's only the people make it what it is. We've been here too long. Okay, we've been living here so long. We love it. We love it for the fact that everything is around us. You know, we're only about 10 minutes from the airport, international airport, and we've got shops like you name it and call them everywhere around us within a 5-minute drive. And this goes right at, you know, this is between Manukau and Manirewa, Papakura, Takanini. And you can shop any hour of the night in all these places. And it's just a stone's throw away from where we are. And we have a good street. We have good neighbours, good people on our street. We've had the odd disturbances, armed defenders in our backyard trying to get into someone else's backyard. And, you know, it goes on. But out of all the homes, and I shouldn't be saying this, but we'll be the next victim probably, out of all the homes on the street, we'll probably be the only ones that have never been burgled.
Yeah.
In all our lives. And you know, I tell you things, we leave our doors open during the day. We could be out to the count for all, you know, for all anybody knows. And yeah, we've never had anything taken from the property. Our garage was wide open, like the back end was wide open. Anybody's welcome to walk around the corner and walk into it. Nothing's happened. So, Manirewa is always at the top of the list, the hit list for everything. And, but I think a lot of the riffraff come from outside and got aunties and uncles and cousins and all that live locally. So they use their address as their next abode. And so when they get arrested for doing things elsewhere, Manurewa is named as their home. So, not bad for a town who gets in the limelight all the time. We only have like 50,000 plus people living in a little township, and but we have everything. So, me haere tonu tātou me a tātou korera. Ne? Okay, enough for the backyard talk. Backyard korera. We'll go and share the screen. Here we go. Oh, share it first. Go away. And we're going up here to this little kaupapa here. Mbeh's rags to riches story. He's quite a, you know, he's quite the norm type of person. Happy-go-lucky guy. If you ever get a chance to sit down 5 minutes with him, yeah, he's that kind of person. And he loves helping people. You can see it in his nature, his attitude, his character. Oh, he likes helping people, and no issue is big for him to handle. You know, he overcomes issues in a sec. If you have a problem, you don't have it after you see him, because he deals with it immediately.
You got it recorded? You got it recorded?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so he's that type of person. And Kay and I have had dealings with him in the past.
Oh, yeah.
We've seen him rise in the Cameroon as the leader. And we know a little bit about his, you know, background history, but nothing that nothing can be highlighted in it. But he keeps, like I say, he's churning out the dollars. Anyway, so yesterday the whole TBC community witnessed Mbeh collecting a heavy hitter bonus valued at $7,211 US in Bitcoin. Yeah, that's a lot of money for a week. Oh, for 4 weeks, he did that in. He's rich today because of TBC. But he certainly didn't start out rich, and Mbeh agreed to let me share his personal story here on the blog. His story is also a love story. Dorothy, his wife today, met Mbeh before TBC ever existed. At that time, Mbeh was a mathematics and physics teacher at a private school. No wonder he's good at number crunching. And even though the title sounds glamorous, the pay was far from extraordinary. His salary was about $80 a month in his local currency in Cameroon. He lived in a tiny studio apartment with a shared bathroom between 6 of these apartments. Only true love could bring the couple together, because his income wouldn't impress most women. Mbeh has always been charming, and Dorothy fell in love with him in spite of the financial conditions at the time. She says, I believed in Mbeh because he was so positive and also very smart. See the video below to document his humble beginning. This video was done after he was elected to be the leader of Cameroon in TBC. Now, we're just going to go past the video at the moment. One day shortly after TBC came into Mbeh's life, Dorothy peeked into Mbeh's wallet and what she saw shocked her. There wasn't the money in it. There was only the equivalent of about $4. It was a piece of paper about the same size as paper money, and it was a handwritten affirmation. It said, I will have $100,000 before December 31st, 2016. She cracked open his wallet in October of 2016. She was shocked and even laughed at him for having such a big dream so fast. Impossible, mate. But Mbeh stood his ground and said, the year hasn't ended yet. Mbeh is not just a dreamer, he's also a doer. He grabbed the opportunity to run for elected position of being the country leader of Cameroon for TBC, which had a bounty of 100,000 TBC coins. He won the election in early November 2016, when each TBC coin was worth about $75 each. He had the confidence to trade TBC coins. So technically, his manifestation of having 100,000 before the end of the year came true. It just happened to be in TBC. He had the confidence to trade TBC coins for his local currency at the current price of TBC at the time, so many times, and each trade was in excess of about $100. He found the magic button, but it wasn't on a computer at an exchange site. It was on the tip of his tongue. People were feverishly throwing money at him left and right because they caught the vision of TBC and couldn't stop talking about it. Dorothy is so happy that her doubts were wrong. She does like to shop, no surprise here. And laughing out loud, I'm tempted to put up 30 pieces of her, pics of her from her current trip, all in different outfits. Get your hearts out, ladies. Consider printing up this image and putting it on your wallet to look at daily. I hope you will see yourself in one of the positions on this image. Time is very short now because of the admin credits and the rapid rewards. Kia ora, Wiki! These positions will be filled before you know it. Just look inside and find the inner strength to believe in yourself to create a massive retirement. Did only $4 in his wallet stop Mbeh? Hell no. It just inspired him to work harder. Every excuse others make, Mbeh could have made too, and it would have been seen as justifiable. He was poor. Yeah, he was poor-hearted, like everyone else. The facts are the facts. He came from an average home in a third world country. He had to start the journey alone and struggled at first to get some support from the people in his life at that time. His belief overpowered them, and one by one he signed them up. But he found it was extremely difficult to get them to believe the same way he believed. Examples of success in TBC at that time were far and few between. Mbeh's success in TBC was just at the beginning. Many days were filled with disappointment when promises to trade didn't happen, even at times when money was desperately needed. The climb up from the bottom is always a painful process. Tears wet his pillow on such nights. Some people were very hard to deal with, and unreasonable people are commonplace. Do you think Mbeh's rise to riches was without personal attacks on him? The attacks have never ended. But Mbeh has that inner strength that gets him going every day. He learned to keep a big smile on his face, even when he had an empty wallet and had to show confidence in what he was doing, in spite of all the doubters surrounding him. Make no mistake, success for Mbeh was not easy, nor did he expect it would be easy. He knew in his heart of hearts that TBC was the right vision, and the mission of TBC kept him inspired to press forward. He only wished others wouldn't have to struggle as much as he did to reach success. Mbeh is a pathfinder and a pioneer, and he has the scars to prove it. From all the arrows shot at him, people lied to his face, robbed him, stole many things from him, made false accusations about him, and you can only imagine how difficult it was to inch his way forward. Our history in TBC is an open book on the blog. We have had some serious challenges, and it was because of leaders like Mbeh we survived them. It's easy to tell Mbeh's story because it is also my story as the admin and creator of TBC. We both have that inner strength that does make all the difference in the world. We are determined to make the world a better place for others because our hearts ache daily. The one thing we all can do is invite others to join us on a journey that has already proven to be fruitful out of effort. Just remember that effort is an absolute requirement to find joy on the path of success. Success is a result. Guarantees can only be found within one's own heart because the outside world is full of empty promises. May TBC bring a change to the world in such a way that poverty and misery can come to a final end. May humanity rise up to fulfill its destiny. May your story unfold in such a way that joy will fill your heart and that the inheritance God provided you will be returned and multiplied. TBC is your birthright. That's the awesome quarter of that, about Mbeh. And it kind of, takes us back to our beginnings when we first started at TBC. We couldn't see the big picture at the start. Now, because I got in first, I never really saw the big picture. But in researching for myself, I was able to see that vision that people like Mbeh can see or could see at the time. And also through the research, I found you can overcome a lot of things. And especially when you're sharing information with people who have a different outlook. So it's not as though it's a journey that no one can pursue unless they can see what they can get out of it. And they have to be patient from the word go. Of course, we knew it was not a get rich quick scheme. We knew that. So we knew, having said that it was going to take time. How much time? At that time, they said 5 years plus. 3 years have gone. The 4th year is coming up. They will not reach 5 years, just looking at it now. It's more like 6 months. if we continue to build the way it is now and use all Mbeh's input and guidance, it will be happening by March next year. End of story. Because everything that Mbeh has brought to the platform is actually unfolding in front of our own eyes. He's just trying now to make it a lot quicker. If everyone jumps on board with the same vision that he has and we have. What's your thoughts? You know, where it says he was in tears, he had, what is it, people, you know, people abusing him, all sorts happening to him. That is true. And you get those who don't even bother to do any homework, research, read the blog or study it, and they try to stand up and tell you different because they don't have a vision. All they can see is dollars. But they don't know, well, they do know that hard work gets rewards. But there's no hard work in this. It's actually gotten easier, eh, Koo? It's actually gotten easier to do this than what we had to do in the beginning. But I'm not sorry that what we did in the beginning happened that way because now you stand for the better. Because as we look at those joining us now, they don't, you know, they don't have two coins to rub together. They'd be lucky to have one. So it's people like that that need the guidance as well as the billionaires, those who have more than one coin. They should be the guiding light because they bring their own experiences to this. So, anybody got any questions about this? Because we can talk about it directly instead of, you know, oh, you have to pop on chat and all that gas. This is better because you can speak openly about it. But yeah, Mbeh's story is a good story to tell. And without even seeing the video yet, I guess the video is even better. Or should be. Would you want to be in Mbeh's shoes? I say, why not? Are you skeptical? Based on what you know or what you can't see? Or I don't know. It depends on how everyone sees it. So the floor is open to say for anyone to say anything. You know, we could call it all more about it in our own Zooms to come. Huh? Okay. Well, for me, TBC is going to be, always be, number one. You know, I can go into other programs. I can deal with other programs. But TBC will always be number one. Whatever I need to do in TBC, that is what will happen. Because I've seen this, you know, I've seen and had the vision before, now, and I've gone through all the motions, all the movements, all the progression that anybody could want to go through. You know, and I've worked with different leaders from other countries. Well, both she and I have. And so the picture gets a lot brighter every time we do that. Because we're all visionaries, we all know that we're all on the same page. And our number one aim is to get there quicker than anybody could think. So with all these, you know, various ideas that Mbeh's come up with, and Christy Kringle as well, they have a greater vision than anyone else in this. But it's of note, you know, for us too, because a lot of the things they're starting to imply now, we had actually been doing them before. They've come up now. Well, you know, Ken and I have been quietly working at it in our own terms. And so it's no different now. Maybe the odd thing needs to change, but apart from that, no. And this is why we do it, for those who are wanting, you know, are wanting everything they want to happen in TBC. Because we have our ups and downs, but we learn not to wear our excess baggage in TBC because it's unneeded. And sadly, for some of you, you know, you've got your sponsors are not here. They're not keeping up with the play. So you've had to bypass them to get some answers, which is nothing wrong with that. They will find out in the long term, or maybe in the short term, they will find out what they have to catch up to. And it'll be a long old story of, oh, I forgot my login, my password, or oh, I forgot to, I can't get the blog. Oh, I can't get on the broadcast, all that kind of stuff. So you wear all that, you know, as a sponsor, you wear all that, but you don't let it get to you. You have to, you have to remain neutral. And that's not easy. It's not easy for everybody anyway, put it that way. But hey, you know, somebody's got to keep us going, or we as a team keep ourselves going. So, no korero from anybody? No?
I can't hear anyone, so
Oh, yeah, true. Oh, I can hear Keith talking because he's got a sound off, because he echoes. And so, you can talk because I can hear you. If you got a question,
no.
or if you got something to say, yeah. So, onward and upward we go. Yes? Oh, that's right, Carol, I forgot you can hear me, but you can't, oh, there we go, up here. I was looking for my chat and I couldn't see it. Ah, here we go. What I got out of this quarter, oh, hang on, where are we? I've got to go to the beginning. Okay. What I got out of this quarter was he had inner strength to keep going. You can't hear me. Okay. That is what Carol just finished saying. What I got out of this quarter about Mbeh and Krista Kringler was he had inner strength to keep going. And that's true. I remember when he was under the wing of Randy Wilson. And I knew he was there in Cameroon, but you heard very little else about Mbeh. He did broadcasts. You could watch broadcasts. But most of his broadcasts were, old broadcasts were in French. So you probably catch the beginning and the end and not so much of the korero in between, if you were French or spoke French. But good point there, Carol. Yes. He is that kind of person. If you really get down to the nitty gritty and sit with Mbeh for 30 minutes, you see that feeling. You know, his intention is to make the poor richer than they are. That's his intention. He's been there and he's almost on top. What a place to be. He's the person that can inspire people who are skeptical. If you said you were skeptical, he'd look at you and say, really? He would. And he wouldn't be shy to ask you questions either. Straight from the hip. Oh, as we say, from the lips. You know, he's straight up. He's no dilly-dally person. He comes straight out with what he thinks. And that's a good way for him to be. And he's learned, I guess, to toughen up because of everything that was happening before and it's still happening now. People would be throwing stones at him big time. Through jealousy or because they don't understand him. They don't know the guy. That is the difference. Jealousy because he's a leader. And now He's at the top of all leaders. Somewhere he never was before. But since I think last year, when we were doing case for coaching and we finished with Randy, then he took over. And I don't know whether it was handed to him or whether someone stood down for him to get into that role. I think it was more like someone couldn't keep up. Too many portais on the mahunga more than anything. Mbeh has always been TBC and will remain TBC. Can see that from 2 miles away. He's a real interesting guy to know, to get to know, and to, for all the other things. Yeah, so, I shall stop my sharing because we've done that page and go back to the beginning. And, this must be you. Yep, Carol says, I agree with that. Yep, you're on to it, Carol. And I guess that's the reason why you're here all the time. The same with Wiki now. He's starting to come to recording. Bill was another. He, like I said last night, he's learned heaps since he's been in. And he's no longer skeptical, if he even was, because he can see what's happened and what is happening and where we're going. Yes, I just have to get my A into G and move forward. We all do. Yep, we all need to get our A's into G because we all need to be helping one another to do it. So we will get our Zooms going. 20, we'll get our Zooms going because Bill asked if we were going to start today. And because we just got home, so I said to him, well, I was trying to message him and the inevitable happened. Next minute, I was lying there with the phone in my hand and out for the count. So there was no Zoom today. But, we are going to look at it because I've also spoken to others in the group that we need to get together like this in a Zoom and kōrero about how we can help one another through TPC. Okay? Oh well, I'm sure I'm way past my kōrero time, but thank you for being with us, Carol, tonight. Always good to see you. Even if we have to look at your black square, it's kei pai because we know you're there and we know you're watching. And of course, Te Wiki as well for, making the effort to be part of the team. And he's got off to a good start, like we said last night. And he's, he started with his fee for the month, which is awesome. So I just need to check with him about any credits and things like that for his 2 active people he needs to bring in. So that's me for tonight, and I hope my kōrero has inspired a lot of you. Well, at least it's made you look ahead. So, same time, same place, Apopo, and on channel Zoom, ka kite and peace to you all. Catch you then, Carol. There you are. Okay. Better stop the recording.